Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. So this is going to be the second half of the week, and in the second half of the week, we are once again going to talk about reading comprehension. And in order to enhance our understanding on reading comprehension and learn reading comprehension skills and adopt certain reading comprehension strategies, this lesson will be quite helpful, and we'll be having reading comprehension practice. And I'm sure that at the end of this activity, you will be able to read the passages in a better way, and you'll be able to answer the relevant questions correctly. So in previous lesson, we have talked about reading comprehension. We have talked about the reader, the text. We have talked about reader and reading. We have talked about mental process of comprehension. We have talked about certain factors related to comprehension, reader, text, and context. We have discussed reading comprehension strategies. We have talked about their benefits, and we have also talked about the circumstances if reading comprehension fails and what we have to do. So after that, we did a lot of practice on reading comprehension in order to improve our reading comprehension skills. And today's lesson is also more about comprehension. So in this lesson, we'll be entirely focusing on practice, but before that, we'll be having some recap related to reading comprehension. So as far as reading comprehension is concerned, it is defined as the level of understanding of a text or message. So how this understanding come, how we acquire this understanding, how we are able to understand the text. So this understanding comes from the interaction between words that are written and how they trigger knowledge outside the text itself. So two things. There is an interaction between the words that are written words in the text, and the knowledge that is outside the text. So these two things, when they interact, our reading comprehension is established. I mean to say that when you are going to read the text, you apply your outside knowledge in order to understand it. So proficient reading depends on the ability to recognize words quickly and effortlessly. As I told you before, that we have to do practice in order to acquire the skill. So definitely, the more you will do the practice, more you will become a proficient reader. So if word recognition is slow or difficult, definitely you have to utilize too much time to process the words, their meanings, to understand individual words, then comprehend all the things written in the text. So the more you will do the practice, more you will enhance your skill. The more you will practice, more your skills will be polished. So that's why we have added activities, more activities for reading comprehension. So when we are going to approach reading, so what we have to do, as the approach a reader takes is defined not by the nature of text but by the purpose of reading. So you have to read for the purpose of reading, not the text, not the nature of text. What is the text? What type of text it is? Whether this is a dialogue, whether this is a poem, this is a narrative story, whether this is something else. So this is not the matter that you are going to do. Rather, you are going to look at the purpose for reading, why you are going to read it. So any text can be read in any way. Stories can be read for information, and information material can be read for pleasure. Sometimes we read stories for sake of information. You are provided with stories. You have to look for meaning. You have to look for certain specific information. Although stories are written for pleasure, and vice versa. Sometimes there is informational material that you are reading for pleasure, like there are some things, means if there is a recipe, if there is any information given by a doctor related to COVID-19, although that is not a story, but it is an informational material and you are reading for pleasure, So in order to determine the purpose, we predispose the reader to read a specific text in a particular way. So the purpose is very important. When you are going to read, you must know the purpose, why you are reading. Are you reading for pleasure? Are you reading for information? So once you are clear about your purpose, definitely you will approach the text correctly. So there are some general principles for reading, that the more extensive vocabulary, the better the comprehension. A reciprocal relationship exists between reading and writing. There is a reciprocal relationship. Means when you read, definitely your writing is enhanced. When you read, your vocabulary is enhanced. Your grammatical structure is improved. Apart from getting information, apart from getting pleasure, you also enhance your writing skills. As we are born with mental grammar, which is placed in context, it allows you to place a meaning upon that particular word or phrase in an appropriate context. So contextual practice will assist you in activating that mental placement, enhancing your understanding of different materials. So it depends upon the context. Means there is a relationship between reading and writing. If there is a relationship, there is mental grammar. You know that sometimes you are not taught about the rules, especially rules of your own language, rules of grammar related to your mother tongue. You are not taught about that, but you are blessed with that mental grammar, as that mental grammar is considered in linguistics, that is universal grammar also, that in the context in which you live, the grammar that you will acquire of that context. If you're living in Pakistan, you need not to learn basic rules of Urdu. You need not to learn basic grammatical structures, grammatical rules of your mother tongue. But even then you learn these things without any specific practice, without any specific effort, because you live in that context. But if you are not living in that particular context, if you are going to read English newspaper, English text, so definitely you have to make some efforts, because that language has nothing to do with your own context. So the more active the mind while reading, the better the comprehension and the retention of the material. For example, pre-reading activities help you with comprehension. Means if you are a good reader, definitely you will retain the material, you will comprehend it better. So what is involved in reading comprehension? The principal thought behind reading comprehension lies in vocabulary. It is vocabulary that facilitates reading and writing process in three ways. First is thinking, other is understanding, and the third one is writing. So first you think, means a large vocabulary gives the reader writer more control over ideas. If you've got a large vocabulary, so definitely you will control your ideas, you'll get a lot of information. Then comes understanding, that the more words the writer is aware of, the less time he or she will spend hesitating between words and sentences. Means if you've got a vocabulary, this is what vocabulary is, the main thing that facilitates this process, reading and writing. That the more you have got vocabulary, the more you have got, definitely you will spend less time while hesitating between words and sentences. Means you need not to consult dictionary time and again to understand any word. Rather, your understanding will be continuous. Understanding of sentences, understanding of paragraphs will be continuous rather than fragmented. So how that vocabulary will be improved? This is another question you can ask me, that how that will be improved. That will be improved by reading practice. At the beginning, you will be exposed to new words. So with the passage of time, those new words will not remain new to you, and they will become older and older. Frequently, you will come across those words, and ultimately you will retain it in your long-term memory. So that's why I said that you need to be exposed to vocabulary, you need to be exposed to written material when you read it with the passage of time, as you do the practice. So as you do the practice, so definitely it will be improved. So you have to maintain a constant speed. Vocabulary will not only enhance your reading comprehension, but it will enable you to read more quickly. So when you have got vocabulary, so definitely by virtue of that vocabulary, you will read fastly, you will read quickly, you will understand the things quickly. But if you are facing problems, you are facing vocabulary gaps, you are unable to understand the words, so definitely you will consult dictionary, or you will try to um, infer the meaning from the text. So your reading will be slow, your understanding will be slow. Third one, the thing that is involved in reading comprehension is writing. That increasing vocabulary will result in long-term benefits as the writer. Understanding the items read will be able to compose papers or essay based on understanding rather than guesswork. So this starts from here, reading comprehension, that first you will be getting large vocabulary when you will become a good reader. So this is the principal thought behind reading comprehension, that is vocabulary. Vocabulary is the principal thought, that when you are going to come across vocabulary, so that will facilitate your reading and writing process. First is thinking. Thinking means that you can control your ideas. Then is understanding, that you will understand quickly, and then you will produce, you will compose your essay, your papers based on your understanding, not on your guesswork. So definitely, while reading vocabulary has got a lot of things to do, it is quite important. So there are certain comprehension tactics that you have to adopt when you are going to comprehend, when you are going to understand the passage. The first one is that you have to locate the key sentence to anticipate what the passage will be about. Usually the opening or closing sentence of a paragraph is a key sentence. So don't worry about the position of a key sentence. Look for the most important statement or idea, because that is the guidepost for you, that points you towards the author's main idea. So you have to find out. So this is the first thing, first tactic that you have to adopt, that you have to look for the key sentence, key word and key sentence before writing summary. During summary writing practice, I have already told you that you have to look for the key word and the key sentence, then the sentences which are connected with that, and leave the examples. Anyway, now we are going to talk about the second one. That is, first we have got the key sentence. Now read the passage and then read the questions. So this is very important, that you have to read the passage, then go for the question. Some of the students think that if they will read the questions before reading the passage, it will save their time. 99 times out of 100, they are wrong. So first what we have to do, you have to read the passage. Then you have to look for the question. The first one is, as you are going to read the passage, you are going to read this. Actually, you are in the very first reading, you are going to locate the sentence to anticipate what the passage will be about. As you're going to find out that keyword, key sentence, so that will be your first reading of the passage, and do not start it after reading the question. Rather, you should start directly and look for the keyword. So 99 times out of 100, students are wrong if they think that we have to read the questions before reading the passage. Do not read the questions, rather directly read the passage, find the main idea. So first concentrate on comprehending the passage as a whole. So this is as a whole, as you are going to find out the main idea. So do not read very rapidly, because this way you will begin to take shortcuts and miss the correct answer in your haste. So be slow, try to understand the passage. Concentrate on comprehending it. Try to understand the whole passage. Find out the key words, key idea. So sentences connected with that key idea will enable you to understand the entire passage. So once you have understood the passage, then look for the questions, and in the second attempt you can easily find out the answers. So when asked to make inferences based on your answer, what the passage implies, not what it states directly. So if you're asked to make inferences, means sometimes author does not convey his message or give the information directly. In that situation, you have to go beyond the obvious and infer the meaning. So you have to go beyond the obvious, means you have to go beyond the things which are present. You have to look for the hidden meaning. So this is what inference. So to find out this meaning and to reach your own judgment, you should look for clues in the passage. Sometimes there is one question given there, and that question contains the answer of that question is not present in one part, rather that is provided in three parts over there in the passage. And when we try to understand, we just answer from one passage, one place. So when we are going to look for the answers, once you have comprehended the passage, so definitely you will be able to find out the answer correctly only and only in that case when you try to understand the question, when you try to find out the answer entirely. बाज़ दफ़ा क्या होता है कि उस सवाल का जवाब तीन जगह पे दिया हुआ होता है, या एक जगह पे एक बात दी होती है, दूसरी कहीं और दी होती है. So you have to be a critical thinker, you have to look for that and you have to mark it. So the fourth tactic is related to determining the area of the answer. To find out the answer of a question, it is very important to locate the place of the answer. This place might be particular or exact, random or scattered. As I have already told you that sometime it can be particular, exact, or it can be scattered. In certain cases it is scattered and we say that, oh, I did a wrong answer, I wrote a wrong answer. The reason behind is that I did not look for the exact clues. So in first case, you should take out the important or keywords of the question and run your eye down the passage quickly to find out those keywords or their synonyms in the passage. So what you have to do, look for this one. As I told you that you have to determine the area of the answer. So how you have to determine? First, you have to take out keywords of the question. Look at the question, what are the keywords here? Then you have to look for those keywords in the passage or their synonyms. यानी कि उसी तरह के जो वर्ड्स कीवर्ड्स उसने पूछे कि कीवर्ड होते हैं verbs या nouns, ठीक है, they are keywords. Prepositions, adjectives, adverbs, they are not keywords, ठीक है. verbs या nouns जो एक सेंटेंस एक क्वेश्चन के अंदर दिए गए हैं, so look for that कि where are they, noun और verb, ठीक है, या उनका synonym, उन जैसा दूसरा लफ्ज. So ultimately you'll find the answer. As I told you that the answer can be in the scattered form, and if it is in the scattered form, so you won't be able to understand until and unless you don't look for the passage in this way. So in the second case, you should develop a logical relationship in different ideas and opinions expressed in the message before determining the correct answer. So you have to find out the relationship in different ideas. You know that sometimes as we see that the ideas are also scattered, so you have to find out the logical relationship. मीन्स कि सेंटेंस इस तरह चल रहा होता है कि आपको अंदाज़ा होता है कि यहाँ से ये बात चलते चलते इस बात तक पहुँचती है, इस टेक्स्ट की इस इंफॉर्मेशन तक पहुँचती है. सो आपने उसी चीज़ के ऊपर गौर करना है. Next strategy is related to reading comprehension is related to when asked to choose a title, avoid choices that are too specific or too random. जब आपसे ये कहा जाए कि choices बनाएं, ठीक है, when you give the title, so don't go for that, too random and too specific. In a passage, all the sentences revolve around one central theme. A proper title for a paragraph should include the basic theme. It is not essential that to make a title you should use the vocabulary given in the passage itself. ठीक है? A good title is one which includes all the essentials of the given passage. It is neither too specific nor too broad. It is comprehensive and not very long. So this is what we have to look for the comprehension. ठीक है, आपकी कॉम्प्रीहेंशन इसी तरह चेक होती है. हम कहते हैं जी पहला सेंटेंस लगा दें बस ये इसका टॉपिक है. So that's not the case. You have to look for the main idea. So that main idea is basically topic. Main only keyword, that is the main topic, that is the topic. So look for the keyword. The writer is talking about women's rights in Islam. Time and again he is repeating this word. So you can just say that this essay is about women's rights in Islam. Instead you will write that women are blessed with many rights. So this is not the topic. So it should not be too specific, not too broad. It must be comprehensive, understandable, not very long. So another tactic, when asked about an attitude, mood or tone, look for words that convey emotion, express value or paint emotions. जब ये बात पूछे, रवैये के बारे में पूछे जाए, मूड के बारे में, टोन के बारे में, so you have to look at the specific language being used by the author, because that language will tell you about the attitude, mood or tone. For example, if the author is using adjectives to describe a subject, you should look whether the author has used positive connotations, happy, quiet, good tempered, or negative connotations. So that will tell you about the attitude, mood or tone. So once you have noticed such words, you will be able in a better position to determine the mood of the author: frustrated, cheerful, sad, critical, gloomy, angry. You can also be given the same question in the exam, that you have to find out the mood of the author or attitude of the author. So you have to look for the adjectives. So when you will look for the adjectives over there, so will definitely you will be able to understand that what is the mood. So this is what comprehension. This is what understanding of the text. That this is not just a thing that you will straight away find out the attitude, mood or tone, but you have to make some effort. You have to make some effort for that whether these adjectives are having positive connotations or negative connotations. If positive, so definitely mood is happy. If negative, it means mood is gloomy, sad. So what is that? You need to find it out. Seventh tactic. Remember, picking up one option means dropping the others. So the option that a question offers you might be very distracting, puzzling, misleading, or confusing. But the secret of your success lies in finding the reason for picking or dropping any of them. So you need to know why you are leaving the other options, why you are not choosing the other options. So you must know about that. बाज़ दफ़ा ऐसे होता है, you are provided with a question and there are different options over there, and in the text options are provided and they're quite close to the answer, but you must know the reason. They're quite close, but that doesn't mean that they are the correct options. You need to understand that why you are dropping them. आपको पता हो कि आप इसको क्यों छोड़ रहे हैं. So your casual eye or hastiness in picking up one option without analyzing the others can earn you a discredit. So don't be casual when you are picking one option over other. You must know the reason for picking or dropping any of them. So don't be hasty. Don't be hasty. Rather, be careful while opting the options. So now we are going to do reading comprehension practice, and I need your full participation in this practice. So there are passages given below. They are followed by a set of questions. So you are to mark the correct answer from the choices given with each question. We are going to read the passage. Who is going to read this passage? Yes, who is going to read this passage? Volunteer. I need a volunteer.
Sir, may
Yes, read, and rest all of you are advised to take the screenshot so that when we move to the next slide, so we should be able to answer the questions. Okay, read please. जी पढ़िए.
Perception, commonly referred
Precipitation.
to as कौन रीड कर
आप पढ़े ना, आप पढ़े, मैंने बोला precipitation.
अच्छा अच्छा Precipitation, commonly referred to as rainfall, is a measure of the quantity of water in the form of either rain, hail, or snow which reaches the ground. The average annual precipitation over the whole of the United States is 36 inches. It should be understood, however, that a foot of snow is not equal to a foot of precipitation. A general formula for communicating the precipitation of snowfall is that 10 inches of snow is equal to 1 inch of precipitation. In New York State, for example, 20 inches of snow is 1 year would be recorded as only 2 inches of precipitation. 40 inches of rain would be recorded as 40 inches of precipitation. The total annual precipitation would be recorded as 42 inches. The amount of precipitation is a combined result of several factors. Location, altitude, and the proximity of to the sea are the most important causes. In some places, on the other hand, as in United States, most of the precipitation is brought by prevailing winds from the Pacific Ocean and the Great Lakes along the Pacific coast. However, height also causes some diversity in the rainfall. Yes, sir.
Okay, now let's look for the questions. There are 6 questions here. So I would suggest you to encircle the answers. So the first one, look at these 6, note down your answers, and then we have to match the answers with mine. ठीक है? We have to match those answers in the next slide. You have got 1 minute to read the options.
सर वो वाली स्लाइड्स को कर दी ये फोर्थ वाले आंसर मैंने देखना है
Should I turn it over?
Yes, sir. I screenshotted.
Okay, if you have checked the answers, you have encircled your answers, please let me know so we can go towards the next slide and look for the options.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let's move towards the next slide, and this is the slide of answers. So please match yours. If you have any question, please tell me.
सर मेरा ठीक है सर मेरा भी ठीक है
Okay, anyone who is having different answers?
सर मैंने फिफ्थ में ना डी किया था
Okay, so you look for D. So let's look for that. Uh, you have opted for D. From where? Look here, 40 inches of rain would be recorded as 40 inches of precipitation. Are you talking about this one?
यस सर
D. If a still 14 snow in a year, by how much does this increase the how much does this increase the annual precipitation? This is talking about annual increase. Annual increase. So look here, once again look here. 40 inches rain would be recorded as 40 inches of precipitation. The total annual precipitation would be recorded as 42 inches. The amount of result, several factors, location, and after looking at these things, they guess it. So, um,
सर इसका आंसर ऊपर ही है 10 inches is equals to 1 inch of
yes,
precipitation. So
exactly.
40 inch होंगे तो
Yes,
4 inch of
yes,
precipitation.
exactly ऐसा ही है. इन्होंने यहाँ पे देखा ना. This is what I told you that you need to read the passage carefully. The answer is here somewhere at the beginning. ठीक है, यहाँ पे है वो 10 into 1 उसको करता है वो. Okay, so let's move towards the next slide. समझ आ गई आपको बात जिसका क्वेश्चन था कि is a measure of quantity.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, so who is going to read this slide? Abhi we are just going to understand one sentence only. This is an extract, the sentence extracted from a passage, and we are just going to understand it. Starting in 1955, all workers had to wear steel helmets if they were employed in the construction industry. So look for the options. So which one is properly inferred from the above? As now we are going to infer hidden meaning. We are going to find out the hidden meaning. ठीक है, अभी हम hidden meaning देख रहे हैं. So choose the right one.
सर prior का मतलब क्या होता है
What?
Prior prayer
Prior पहले prior to लगा होगा. In which option?
सी है
Yes,
लेकिन
see,
ये
prior to
मतलब मैं
19.
आपको आंसर नहीं बता रही हूँ
Yes, prior
ये
to.
आंसर नहीं है मेरा यस सर ठीक समझ आ गई सर मैंने कर लिया
Okay, so which option is correct?
B option
Which one?
according B
Beta. Second one. Are you talking about the second one?
yes sir
Okay, anyone who
yes
is
sir
not having the same opinion? हाँ जी, anyone else? I told you that you have to infer the meaning from from the text. The answer is not directly
सी
available. The answer,
नॉट सर बी नहीं है, बी नहीं आंसर। एक सेकंड में आपको
सर
दोबारा
सी भी
पढ़
तो
देती
हो सकता है।
सकता तो बहुत कुछ है कौन सा? As I told you that the answer is not directly available there. You have to infer, you have to look for the hidden meaning. हाँ जी, did you find the answer? Or should I tell you? As I told you that here you have to infer the meaning from the text. So starting in 1955, all workers had to wear steel helmets if they were employed in the construction industry. 1955 के बाद सबको हेलमेट पहनने थे, सबको, all workers. ठीक
यस
है?
सर।
So no workers had to wear steel helmets before 1955, but all workers that we, इसमें क्या ये बात हो सकती है? The first one that can never be true, कि सारे वर्कर्स को नहीं पहनते थे और उसके बाद फ़ौरन इम्प्लीमेंट हुआ, या कंस्ट्रक्शन इंडस्ट्री वर्कर्स वर द फर्स्ट टू बी रिक्वायर्ड to wear steel helmets. No, construction industry workers had to wear steel helmets
सर
prior. जी, please.
यस सर।
Prior to
सर
1955.
इसका आंसर
बोलिए, please.
सर क्योंकि सर देखिए उन्होंने हमें एक्सट्रैक्ट कम्प्रिहेंशन स्टेटमेंट में बताया कि 1955 के बाद वर्कर्स को मस्ट हो गया था कि उन्होंने अपना स्टील हेलमेट पहन कर आना है कंस्ट्रक्शन साइट पर। और उसमें फर्स्ट जो स्टेटमेंट है, ए स्टेटमेंट, उसमें यही बताया हुआ है कि नो वर्कर्स हैड टू वेयर स्टील हेलमेट्स बिफोर 95। मतलब पहले उनको अलाउ नहीं था कि वो
ठीक है,
पहने स्टील
अच्छा, अब
हेलमेट,
बोले आगे.
लेकिन ऑल वर्कर्स।
So do you say
यस
that A is correct?
यस सर।
Okay, but I do not agree with it. Some workers may have worn.
सर आई थिंक डी इज करेक्ट।
सर डी डॉक्टर।
No, not at all.
सर
ओ, कौन बोला है? नाम भी बोलो अपना, कौन बोला ये?
सर इस्माइल।
Shabash, good, Ismail. Workers may have worn some type of helmet before 1955, but later all had to wear steel type helmets. This one is quite close. As I told you that when you are going to leave the options, so you must know why you are leaving this option. You must know the reason. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 options over there. So when you are going to select the right one, you must know about the others, why you are leaving the others. So this one is quite close. The workers may have worn some type of helmets. हो सकता है, देखिए उन्होंने कहा जी, उन्होंने ये कहा कि सबको पहनने थे, इसका मतलब है पहले वो मुख्तलिफ तरह के पहनते थे, अब उन्हें स्टील वाले पहनने हैं. ठीक है,
सर लेकिन उस स्टेटमेंट पे ये तो नहीं बताया कि पहले उनको कोई से भी पहनने थे। उनको तो ये बताया कि आपने 1955 के बाद उन्होंने स्टील हेलमेट्स पहने हैं।
देखिए पहनने हैं, 1951 के साथ ही अब सब के ऊपर ये पाबंदी लग गई कि कंस्ट्रक्शन इंडस्ट्री में जो वर्कर्स काम कर रहे हैं उन्हें स्टील के हेलमेट्स पहनने पड़ेंगे. अब इसमें ये बात भी है कि उससे पहले ये नहीं पहनते थे. आप इसको जब आप लीव कर रहे थे ना बातों को, तो आप ये कह सकते हैं कि हो सकता है, मे हैव वॉर्न, हमने कहा कि वर्कर्स मे हैव वॉर्न सम टाइप ऑफ हेलमेट्स बिफोर 1955, किसी तरह के, क्योंकि यहाँ पे स्टील की बात हो रही है. इसका मतलब है कि पहले भी कोई ना कोई हेलमेट पहनते थे, तो तभी ये हेलमेट तक पहुँचे ना. किसी और तरह का हेलमेट पहले पहनते थे, उसके बाद कहा गया स्टील वाला. अदरवाइज दे वुड हैव जस्ट टोल्ड अबाउट द हेलमेट. उस फिर सिर्फ हेलमेट की बात होती. ये एक सजेशन है कि वियर स्टील हेलमेट्स. स्टील ही क्यों पहनना है? इसका मतलब ये कोई ना कोई पहले पहना जाता था तभी स्टील तक पहुँचे. You have to infer the meaning that in the extract it is told that you have to wear steel helmets. It means some type of helmet was used before. ठीक है, कोई ना कोई और इस्तेमाल हो रहा था, कोई फाइबर का, कोई एल्युमिनियम का, कोई प्लास्टिक का, बट अब उनको स्टील वाले पहने. दिस इज व्हाट स्पेसिफिक, कि कोई ना कोई पहनते थे लेकिन अब सबको स्टील वाले पहनने पड़ेंगे. दिस इज व्हाई वी से दिस वन इज करेक्ट. ठीक है, डिड यू अंडरस्टैंड माय पॉइंट?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, now let's go towards the next extract comprehension. There are two sentences. Now you have to look for the answers. You have to info. By far, the chief export in the 15th century was textiles. Among these, woolen predominated. Linens were far less important, and silks played an insignificant part. Outside this group, the only important item in the first half of the century was corn, though the exports of fish, lead, and tin were by no means negligible. So, from that information, you have to look that which statement tells the information given in the paragraph. आप इसको पढ़ें और देखें इसकी आपस में कौन सी मिलती जुलती है, कौन सी इसके बारे में सही बताती है. ठीक है, वह पहले में तो हमने इन्फ्रेंस किया ना, अंदाज़ा लगाया, अंडरलाइंग मीनिंग निकाला. अभी आप देखें इन्फर. अच्छा, इन्फर करने के बारे में मज़ीद आपको एग्जांपल देता हूँ. अबाउट इन्फ्रेंस हियर, अबाउट इन्फ्रेंस क्या है कि इफ़ समबडी सेज दैट he has got 3 daughters and 1 son living in Islamabad. अब इधर बाकी सारी बातें लिखी हुई हैं, लास्ट पे लिखा हुआ दैट ही वॉज मैरिड. सो अल्टीमेटली वहाँ डायरेक्टली नहीं लिखा हुआ ही वॉज मैरिड, बट यहाँ पे बाकी बातें और. लेकिन एरन आपने मैरिड यहाँ से इन्फर किया कि आपने जब पढ़ा कि उसके 3 बच्चे, बेटे और एक बेटी है, सो डेफिनेटली ही वॉज मैरिड. ठीक है, ही वॉज मैरिड. सो उससे आपको अंदाज़ा हो जाता है जब एक बंदा बताता है मेरे इतने बच्चे हैं, तो यही बात. दूसरी इन्फ्रेंस आपने खुद लेनी. सो यहाँ पे भी ये आपने इन्फर किया वी स्टील हेलमेट्स, कि इसका मतलब हेलमेट कोई ना कोई तो इस्तेमाल होता था इससे पहले, तभी स्टील हेलमेट तक आए. ठीक है, सो लेट्स टॉक अबाउट दिस वन. लुक एट द स्लाइड, read the passage, read the extract and find out the answer. हाँ जी, बताइए जी आंसर कौन सा, करीब तरीन कौन सा आंसर है. Once
Sir,
again,
B.
okay, anyone
Sir, B.
who is having different opinion.
B.
हाँ जी, बी के साथ कोई डिसएग्री करता हो.
सर मेरा भी बी है.
Oh, that's fine that you have got the correct answer. Corn, though not as important as export as textiles, was still an important component of the export trade. Okay, so now we have to understand the sentence, that each sentence below is followed by four choices. You have to encircle the option that best replaces the original text. So look at this one. Low blood sugar is no more a disorder of unknown origin. So देखें कौन सा सेंटेंस इसको इस सेंटेंस को रिप्लेस कर सकता है. सेम इंफॉर्मेशन कौन सा सेंटेंस देता है.
So B वाला.
Yes, anyone who is having different opinion?
सर बी वाला.
Oh, that's right. I agree with you. Okay, read this sentence now. Yes.
सर इसका भी B लग रहा है.
लग रहा है. अच्छा, okay, you're right then. I agree with you. Okay, let's go towards the next one. Iqbal's poetry will always be admired. Read, recited, venerated, repeated. So which one is the correct one?
सर ए वाला.
Not at all. Look at here. Venerated. Admired and venerated are similar words.
यस
Okay.
सर मैं इसको चेक कर रही थी
Okay.
वेनरेटेड का मतलब क्या है.
Okay, so being a good readers, you have to
Yes, sir.
adopt certain strategies. Means rapid and accurate word reading, setting goals for reading, noting the structure and organization of the text, monitoring their understanding while reading, and create mental notes and summaries. These are the strategies that good readers use. So, if you want to become a good reader, please note down these strategies, try to adopt them, try to apply these strategies while reading. So, as time and again we repeat these words, that being students, you are involved in reading at greater lengths. You have to spend a lot of time in reading and listening to the lectures, making notes and readings. So all the four skills you have to apply. You have to listen to the lectures, you have to note down your points, then you have to read, then you have to write, and especially in order to excel in your subject, you need to read a lot. And when you will read a lot, definitely you will excel in the field. So reading doesn't mean that you're just reading for sake of reading, rather you have to understand the text. So for that purpose, you have to adopt these strategies. So now we are going to look at the passage and then we'll be looking at the questions after that. So please read this passage. Who is going to read it?
सर मैं read कर दूं?
Yes, पढ़िए.
Marcia says that all of her friends have a cell phone, but Marcia's mom doesn't want to buy her one. Marcia's mom doesn't want Marcia to play video games either. What is more, the internet stars her. Marcia's mom says if Marcia has a cell phone, how do we know whom she is talking to? Video games are bad for you. The internet is dangerous and uncontrolled. It's like having a gun in the house. We should just ban her from using the computer. And I'm not buying her a cell phone until she is 18. This is the only way we can be assured that Marcia is safe. Marcia's dad disagrees with Marcia's mom, although he agrees that there are some dangers to it. He likes the internet and finds it to be very useful. The trouble is, he says, we just can't stop Marcia from using the internet, as this would put her at a disadvantage. What is more, I like video games. I think that when people played in moderation, they are fun. Obviously, it is not good to play them without restraint or self-control. Finally, I think Marcia needs a cell phone. We can't take these things away. Yes, sir.
Okay, now let's look at the questions, but before that, I'll be suggesting you to take a screenshot of this slide so that you should get the right answer in the next slide, please. Yes, Lelia's screenshot.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
okay, look for the question and opt for the right option. Which of the following best describes difference between Marcia mom and Marcia's dad?
Sir B इसका आंसर है.
Anyone who has got different opinion? Anyone who is having different opinion? Look here, no, please read it out. We have got a detailed description, detailed explanation on the answer. Yes, who is going to read it? जिसने अभी जवाब दिया वही पढ़े प्लीज इसको सारी स्लाइड को.
In paragraph 1, sir पूरी पढ़ूं?
हाँ पूरा पढ़ना है ना ताकि पता चले हमें हमने क्यों ये सिलेक्ट किया है.
ठीक है. In paragraph 1, Marcia's mom says the internet is dangerous and uncontrolled, and video games are bad for you. This lets us know that the mom thinks cell phones and internet are dangerous and that video games are bad for you. In paragraph 2, we learn that although he agrees with mom that there are some dangers involved with using the internet, he likes the internet and finds it to be very useful. Moreover, Dad thinks Dad continues to say, I like video games. At the end of the paragraph 2, Dad says, I like Marcia needs a cell phone. I think Marcia needs a cell phone. This tells us how that dad thinks the internet is useful. Video games are fun when played in a moderations, and that Marcia needs a cell phone. Cell phones, video games, and the internet are all examples of technology. Mom thinks that these things are dangerous, and dad thinks these things are useful. Therefore, B is correct. Mom just want to ban Marcia from the computer, and dad does like playing video games.
Okay,
However, A
okay,
is
just
not
hold
the
on,
best
just
choice.
hold on. We have got some
Yes,
options.
sir.
That's why I've given the explanation so that you should come to know that how we have to select the correct option. That you have to read carefully, then you have to find out the correct option. And we have explained the others also. Please carry on reading.
However, it's not the best choice because they are not the only difference between Marcia's mom and dad. In addition, mom doesn't want Marcia using certain technologies because she is worried that they are doesn't want that they are dangerous for or bad for Marcia. Marcia's dad thinks that Marcia should use the technology because it is useful and fun. This means that both parents want the best for Marcia. Since both parents support Marcia and care about her future, C is incorrect. Finally, just because mom is concerned about the use of certain technologies doesn't mean that she is strict in general. Just because dad is pro technology does not mean that he is open minded about everything. Since choice D makes generalization not supported by the passage, it is incorrect. Yes, sir.
Okay, so let's go towards the next. Look at the question. Next question from the same text. So once again, you have to find out the answer. So
Sir, इसका भी D है.
B है.
इसका D है.
D delta.
D.
Mom and dad both care about Marcia's
Yes,
well-being.
sir, D.
Oh, that's correct. That's correct. Okay, please
क्योंकि
read out.
yes, sir.
Okay, बोलिए पढ़िए इसको जी.
Yeah. Um, in paragraph 1, Marcia's mom describes why she is thinking technology is bad. She says that the internet, cell phones, and video games are dangerous. At the end of the paragraph, she says, this is the only way we can be sure that Marcia is safe. This let us know that the reason why she dislikes technology is because it will put Marcia's safety at risk. This let us know that Marcia's mom cares about Marcia's well-being. In paragraph 2, we learned that about why Marcia's dad thinks technology is good for Marcia. According to him, technology is very useful. Moreover, he does not want to take technology away from Marcia, as this will put her at a disadvantage. This let us know that Marcia's dad also cares about Marcia's well-being. Therefore, D is correct. The passage does not provide information to support choices A, B, and C. Therefore, they are incorrect. Yes, sir.
Okay, there are also more questions, but as you have entered quite late, so we couldn't do the exercise on that. Anyways, I'm going to have a final talk on reading comprehension tips. You have to do the exercise at your own now. So there are some reading comprehension tips that we need to adopt. Find a quiet location. When you are going to read the text, you have to find a quiet location. You know, that when you are sitting an exam and you are attempting a paper and you are provided with reading comprehension passages, and if there is a noise, definitely you won't be able to understand the passage because there will be too much distractions. So noisy atmosphere is not conducive for quality reading. You know that when you read early in the morning or late at night, in both cases distractions are too less, noise is too less, so you enhance your reading. And especially people suggest morning time, early morning time, because it lacks distractions. ठीक है, disturbances कम होती है. Check and monitor your comprehension by asking yourself every once a while.
सर आपकी आवाज सही नहीं आ रही.
ओके, सो जब आप पढ़ते हैं ना, अभी आ रही है आवाज़? Check and monitor your comprehension by asking yourself every once what I have learned so far. If you do not have clear cut answer to this question, reread the material. Try skimming the cheap chapter first. Take look at the title page. Skimming करें पहले, टाइटल पेज को देखें, प्रेफेस को देखें, सब टाइटल्स को देखें, इंट्रोडक्शन को देखें, चैप्टर समरी को, इन चीज़ों को देखें, उसके बाद सारा चैप्टर पढ़ें. रीडिंग कॉम्प्रिहेंशन के लिए टिप्स होती हैं. टाइटल पेज, प्रेफेस, सबटाइटल्स, इंट्रोडक्शन, चैप्टर समरी. ठीक है, कंटेंट्स देखें इसमें क्या क्या कौन कौन से टॉपिक्स दिए हुए हैं, लास्ट पे समरी दी होती है या शुरू में दी होती है, क्या दिया हुआ है. डोंट डायरेक्टली गो टूवर्ड्स द चैप्टर, रादर फर्स्ट प्रीव्यू इट. ठीक है, स्किमिंग करें, जस्ट स्किमिंग करके जस्ट एक ओवरव्यू लें पूरे पेपर चैप्टर का, जो भी चीज़ आप पढ़ रहे हैं, उसके बाद आप उसको डीपली पढ़ेंगे. So, along with that, read early in the day. This will allow you to concentrate and retain more information than studying later at night when you may be tired. When tired, your concentration and comprehension will decrease. ठीक है? Early in the day. So read for short bursts. Try to read for 30 to 40 minutes at a time and then take a short break. So do not read for the whole day. 30-35 मिनट पढ़ा, ब्रेक ली, दोबारा पढ़ना शुरू कर दिया. ठीक है, सो इससे क्या होगा, once you have got your reading goal, it will serve to motivate you. ठीक है, एक गोल आपके पास हो. try to make these burst quality reading time. एक गोल सेट करें, इतने टाइम पढ़ना है, ये आंसर, ये चीज़ें ढूंढनी है, ये टारगेट सेट करें. that will be a motivator and ultimately you will achieve your targets. So that's all for reading comprehension. If you have any question related to reading comprehension, you can ask me. We didn't do some exercises due to lack of time, as your class was started a little late due to your presence, late joining the class. Otherwise, we would have done other exercises also. Anyways, any question, please, you can ask me. And if you don't have any question, then I'm going to stop the recording and saying thank you to you.